Housewife Sushi. Today we're going to learn how to make sushi rice in a rice cooker. And the first thing you'll need, of course, is rice. You need to be sure to use Japanese rice. It's the sticky white rice. You really can't use any other kind of rice but Japanese rice for sushi. They use a different measuring system for rice there, so we converted it to American measuring systems. And you'll look, it's at 2 1/4 cups. That's what you'll need to make rice. In their measuring system, it's 3 cups, but we're using the American measuring system, 2 1/4 cups. Now, after you measure rice, you're going to want to put it into a large bowl, and it's probably better to just use the bowl that comes with your rice cooker. Now, you'll notice here that Mai's putting water in there to wash it, of course, but what you can't tell from the video is that we're actually using cold water, and that's really important. You have to use cold water for this. Hot water will really mess up the rice. Now, please notice that it comes out kind of a milky white, and that's of course exactly why we're washing it. And this process does take several attempts to get it done. And if rice is going to fall out, go ahead and put your hand there to prevent it from falling out. Yours truly has dumped plenty of rice into the sink and clogged it up plenty of times. Now, even before we add water again, you can go ahead and mix it up like so. Our wonderful Japan housewife model is explaining or showing how to do that, if you will. Now, once again, we're going to add some more cold water. Please notice that we're putting in just enough to cover the rice. We're not filling the bowl all the way. There's no reason to do that. And once again, rinsing out the white milky water that comes after you wash the rice. And it's probably a little difficult to tell from the video. Our model here is doing it very firmly, but not enough to fracture the rice or anything like that. You certainly don't want to go overboard with how rough you are being with the rice, but you want to be firm and quick movements to wash it properly. There we go, re-rinse it again, and she is of course making it look easier than it is to not get rice all in your sink. And just repeat. Once again, some more cold water, and rinse. And mix it up a little bit more. Nice quick movements really are preferred. It really helps get the rice to kind of scrub one another and get that motion going. And once again, some more cold water just to get in there and mix in with the rice. And you'll notice the water is becoming a little bit clearer. Probably one more time will do. There you go. You can see the rice is obviously getting a lot cleaner. Now, you'll notice I said we converted it to the American measuring systems. In their system, it's 3 cups rice, which in our measuring systems is 2 1/4 cup. That's why for here, the markings you have, you want to fill the water up to 3. Because 3 in their measuring system is how many cups rice we have, and that's how many cups water in their measuring system. Now, your menu will probably vary a little bit depending on what rice cooker you have, and I'm talking about the menu on the face of the machine. You'll notice here we have sushi setting, and we have the little arrow pointing to it. That's the setting you want. You push the menu button to get the triangle to move around, and once you have it on sushi, you have your rice washed and the water in there. You push the cooking button, and in about 45 minutes to an hour, you'll have your sushi rice. And actually, I misspoke. It's not quite sushi rice. To make it the true sushi rice, we need to add salt, and for that, we need to have 18 grams exactly. This is really important because you can really mess up your rice if you put in too much or too little salt. So 18 grams for our ratios that we're describing here. And we'll also need rice vinegar. That's really another essential ingredient. And you'll notice here we have 1/3 cup, and we're going to mix the 1/3 cup of rice vinegar with our 18 grams of salt, as well as the brown sugar. Now, for the brown sugar, we're going to use a packed 1/4 cup to mix together to make our rice su. Rice su is what it's called in Japanese, And it's the mixture that you mix with your sushi rice to give it that flavor and that kick that you get when you go to the Japanese restaurants. Now here we've just taken the rice out of the rice cooker. It just finished. It's steaming hot, and there's the mixture, the rice stew we talked about. And before you mix it in, you want to be sure to give it the extra mix around. That's really important. Now when you make your sushi rice, and especially in Japan, what they do, because it's steaming hot, is they use what's called an uchiwa. And the uchiwa is Japanese for essentially a fan. And what they do is they use the fan to pretty much fan the steam away from the rice while they're mixing it. It really helps with the consistency. Yours truly is going to step away from the camera and help our Japan housewife to fan the sushi while she mixes in the rice stew. That flickering there is me actually fanning the rice with the uchiwa off camera. Now you'll notice we just poured it right on top and kind of mixed it around. There is a special technique for mixing in there. You'll notice the housewife is doing a mix around and then slicing the rice and pulling it around, and slicing the rice and pulling it around, slicing the rice and pulling it around. Now you want to be sure, just like when we washed it, you don't want to be too rough with the rice. When you do that and you start breaking up the pieces, really that's not what you want. They have a different food they make there where you really want to pulverize the rice, but we don't want to do that for sushi. We want it to stay in its individual pieces. And you'll notice here that we're cutting it or slicing it and pulling it around like so. That's to get the rice stew that sinks down to the bottom on top of the rice, and that's how you want it to look when you're done. So thanks for watching. We appreciate likes and comments.